Hey, this is Reggie Fab coming at you with weeks 18 and 19 of my year of living differently. I decided to combine 2 weeks for this theme because I needed 2 weeks. And this theme was all about studying. Now, it's been a while since I've been in the classroom. Some more years than I care to admit, actually. But for my work, I have to take a test. And so I really wanted to look at studying, revisit studying, and talk about some tips that really worked for me, as well as some tips that made more sense in the year 2013. So the first thing that I did was flashcards, and it's an oldie but goodie, but it's still around for a reason because it works. And just buying $1 cards, $1 pack of index cards really helped me, just writing things on the front and on the back to test myself to make sure that I knew them. I could whip them out when I was on my lunch break, or I could whip them out when I was in between meetings, and really just check myself on my information. It was a great studying tool. The second thing is really concrete examples. Things have to make sense to me, and my memory is not as good as it used to be. And so if I don't really understand it and I can't give an example, then I don't know it. And so to make other people who are explaining things to me give me examples, as well as before I left a subject, I had to give an example of what it was. And if I couldn't do that, then I knew that I didn't know it. And the concrete examples, really practical application of what I've learned, was very, very important. The third thing is the internet is an amazing resource. I was surprised at the amount of things that I found on YouTube and on Pinterest. And not only did I find information about the subjects that I'm studying, but I also found a lot of great tips, things that have worked for other people that have helped me as well. And so really using the vastness of the internet has been fantastic. Now, you have to judge a site and judge whether or not people actually know what they're talking about, but the internet has some really great information on it if you can tap into that. And speaking of other people, using your friends and colleagues as a resource. I am so grateful that I have a diverse group of friends, and a lot of friends who know things different from what I know. And so as I've been studying, I've been able to call on family and friends to really assist me in that process and help me in areas where I'm deficient, where they happen to have great skills. So knowing your friends and asking them for help is tremendous, and not being afraid to look like an idiot. I have been asking questions. I have had goofy looks on my face. It doesn't matter. It's been great to just ask and ask and ask and ask until I know it. That's key. And the last tip that I have, there's a common saying in fundraising that you want to thank a person 7 times, as well as if you have a new vocabulary word, if you use it 7 times in your speech, it will become a part of your vocabulary. There's something kind of magical about the number 7. And so as you have things, write them down 7 times. And I know this is the age of computers and everybody wants to type, but there's something about translating from your brain to your finger and actually writing it out that helps it stick. And so if you write something 7 times, usually you'll own it, you'll have it. And that's been great. It takes a lot of time, and it doesn't have to be perfect handwriting, but just writing it out really helps you remember. And so it's interesting to be studying again, and but it's been really helpful to understand how I learn and to use that information in making my studying more efficient. So just a few tips to share. So in week 20, I'm traveling for work. And so it's gonna be all about exploring a city when you're on business travel. I know lots of times when I am traveling for business, I get there, I attend the conference, I go to the meetings, and maybe I go out to eat with some colleagues, but I don't really have a chance to experience the city I'm in. And so this time I'm going to do it a little differently and share that with you next week. Until then, bye.